Does the perfect trade exist? And if so, how do I capture it? Yes, the perfect trade exists, but not in the way you think. If you go into the trade thinking that you're going to make 5x, 10x, 2x, it's probably a trap. So, in short, the perfect trade does exist, but generally, you have to have patience, you have to be focused, and you have to have extreme discipline. In this video, I'm going to go over my 5 principles that I look at when executing a quote-unquote perfect trade. I go into the trade without any expectations, but I do my homework so that if the trade works out, I am prepared to make gains, I am prepared to get out of the trade, and I am prepared to reallocate funds elsewhere to safer investments. I will also go over my trading portfolio versus my investment portfolio. And if you want more information on investing for the long term, I'm going to link that video up at the top right here so you can click on that. It's a portfolio analysis video, okay? And generally, I have to have 10 times my trading amount in my investment portfolio. What does that mean? That means if I'm trading $1,000 of risk, I have to have $10,000 in an ETF, in an S&P ETF, in a commodity ETF, a diversified portfolio. Then I can not have to worry about is the $1,000 going to make me money or not. You don't have to be right all the time to make money in this game. In fact, I will admit I'm right probably 50 to 55% of the time when you're saying, well, macro ghost, that's not great. It's not. But that's the coin flip that we live with. We don't know the future. So for me to speculate, for me to be right 53% of the time, let's say 52.5% of the time, I'm going to be right big and I'm going to be wrong small because I control my risk, because I'm patient, I wait for the right time, because I'm focused, I see the setups, and because I'm disciplined to get out when I know it's right, it's a great trade, I still have to get out, I have to sell, I can't get married to it, or if it's a bad trade and just cut losses. And that allows me to enhance my investment portfolio over time because I'm funneling trading into my investment portfolio. So without further ado, let's get to it. I think this show is going to be really value added for you all. However, I am including timestamps, so if you want to skip around, be my guest. But the most value is if you stick with me, you have patience, and you listen to the whole video. I am going to go talk about the perfect trade that I made in Meta, formerly Facebook, around 2021, 2022. If you all remember, 2021 was the top of a cycle, of a crypto cycle, a stock cycle, and an interest rate cycle. What does that mean? That means they started hiking rates here at the end of 2021 into 2022. So you're going to see Meta stock. And let's just pretend that everything from here forward, you don't know. It doesn't exist, okay? All you see is right up to here, this crosshair. Meta stock in 1/17/2022, that's probably an earnings event, by the way. It just broke support. It's just making lower lows. And to be honest with you, it's not even on my radar yet. It's not even making my radar. I can't watch everything. I watch a handful of stocks. I watch the market, crypto, bonds, real estate, commodities. So it's not on my radar. What is on my radar is that the bubble burst in crypto in the metaverse. Do you all remember that? Okay. So for a year, the metaverse started to unwind. And when I came to Meta, it was around here. So you're saying, well, you missed the big move. Yeah. Right? But it doesn't take much to execute a perfect trade. And I said to myself, look at this volume, by the way. Look at this volume. Huge volume. And if you watch my channel, I talk about volume a lot. Okay? You want to get in before this huge volume. And I did, and it made it a perfect trade. Now, I put $1,000 into a put option, a derivative. A put option is the right, but not the obligation to short sell the stock. I'm betting against the stock, and all I can lose in a short is that 1,000. So my risk characteristic is quite defined, and I'm going to get to that later, okay? The first characteristic of trading the perfect trade is to know your investment. Is it a stock? It is a currency, commodity, or derivative. In this case, it was a derivative. It was Facebook put option. And I said to myself, well, Facebook has a lot of exposure in this metaverse. You know, Mark Zuckerberg, the machine Mark Zuckerberg, the alien, the lizard, he was talking about metaverse, you know, and going all into metaverse. And the crypto metaverse started to unwind. So I said to myself, probably around like right here, I'm like, well, I got to watch their earnings. So the earnings were in December. And I got in on a put option. The price was around 154. It was breaking support. And I said to myself, okay, I'm going to give myself a put option with January expiration, or, you know, near-term expiration. I'm not going to go into the specifics of how to price a put because that's a whole nother universe and I don't want to bring you into. But I said, okay, the price is 160. I'm going to bet that it goes down and I'm going to price my put option around 115. So there's a huge, so essentially I could get a cheap put because 115 is very far away from 165. And what happened was everybody on CNBC was touting that Facebook, this is a great buy. They got all their stuff together. Jim Cramer said, buy it. And that was my final convincing. So I was already convinced by the market. I knew my investment. I was convinced that the market was going to punish them for investing in the metaverse, which was unwinding in crypto. I knew my investment. And I said, okay, I'm going to take a risk. But my risk limit, number 2, I have to set my risk limit, okay? How much am I willing to lose? I was only willing to lose $1,000. Not a lot, not a little. You know, I could do a lot with that $1,000. I can put it into other things. But if I lose on this trade, I'm only getting wiped out of 1,000. And so I bought $1,000 worth of meta puts right here. And what happened was I made 10x in a week. That's $10,000. And I actually covered the put options at the bottom. That was the bottom. And I was saying to my cousin who also follows crypto, I said, you know, this might go to zero. And when you start saying that to people, that's probably a bottom, right? But I wasn't emotional. I looked at the fundamental analysis. That's number 3. And it seemed very high to me. The earnings they were missing earnings here and going down. And I said, well, this is the last straw of the metaverse. So I use number 3, fundamental analysis, and number 4, technical analysis to make the trade. The technical analysis is, I'm going to discuss TA next because in crypto world, you only have TA. You don't have FA. But to give FA its respect, you have to know the stock, which includes setting risk limits, how much you're willing to lose, and looking at the fundamentals, the price to earnings, the market cap, and then the market cap of other competing companies. Where does it trade on a relative value basis? Is it trade above? Because if it trades above other companies and you want to short it, that's probably a good idea. And if it trades below its competitor companies and you want to buy it, that's probably a good idea because you're getting value there. Okay? So that's number 3, fundamental analysis. And I did end up covering the bottom, luckily. And then I didn't touch it. I don't like Meta. I don't like its business. So I didn't touch it all the way up. And I'm actually looking to do the exact same thing in the future. Now, I'm not going to short it until it breaks 593. I don't care. There's other stuff out there that I can make money on, like MSTZ. MSTZ, I bought at $8, and now it's 15. It's an ETF betting against MicroStrategy, and I bought it, with the assumption, again, knowing my investment, I said Bitcoin's topping in October after that big futures event. So if Bitcoin acts in a cycle, then the cycle's over. That's knowing my investment and setting my risk limits. What were my risk limits? Well, I put $3,000 into an ETF. It's not as volatile as an option, so I can theoretically lose that whole 3,000, but I have limits. I can stop loss. So I entered at 8.5 and I stopped loss at 7, but it never got there. And it went up to 17 and now it's pulled back to 16. So these fundamental principles, know your investment, set risk limits, no fundamental analysis, which is how is it abiding by a cycle, and setting my risk limit. And then using TA. TA is where the crypto bros like to operate because there is no FA. There is no earnings per share. There is no price to earnings. There is no price to sales. There is no current ratio or quick ratio, right? It's just crypto. It's just air. So people like to use technicals, and I understand why. I do too. And if we look at the next perfect trade I'm going to look at is just technical based on Doge Gov. Well, you say, why Doge Gov? Well, because I was able to know my investment, set my risk limit, and know the technical analysis. Now, there is a fundamental analysis here. I'm mistaken. There was the election, okay? September, October, November 2024. And what was the hottest topic around this election? It was Trump and Elon talking about how they're going to clean up the government. This was before the election. We're going to set up a Doge. They said that before the election. And this is a weekly chart, but if we go to the daily here and we look at the RSI is perfectly balanced above 50. That's where I'm getting in. I turn the price off because I go by market cap. Market cap to me tells a much better story in terms of getting in and getting out. So if I could get in at like a 6 million, I think it was 7 or 8 million market cap, right? To me, that's an acceptable risk level because it can go to zero, but the fundamentals were that the election is coming. Elon Musk is mentioning this Doge every single second on Twitter. So that's going to bring the crowd, right? And the technical setups were absolutely there. Look at low, lower, higher low, higher low, higher high, higher high. And I entered here and I added more here. And I did get out. I scaled out. So my total investment was, I think, 3,000 and I made 20 to 25x, So a significant amount of money. And it went from 20 million to 500 million. So that's that's about 25x, right? But I was trading it too. So I was selling the pumps, selling the oversold, buying back when it would dip, and then this parabolic blow off. I had sold 150 million, 250 million, 350 million, 450 million, and then it pulled back, and then I would buy it again and then sell it high. And that was, to me, the perfect trade. Because if you're getting in at 8 million and you're selling 500 million, well, that's close to 100x, right? 5 million to 500 million would be 100x. However, I'm not selling tops and I'm not really buying bottoms. So the opportunity was there for 100x, but you'll never see me claim to make 100x. I made like 20 to 25x. So I took a portion and I would just be trading it in and out and stacking that money and then pulling it out and putting it into Bitcoin, which gets me to the final attribute, the outcome. Am I right or am I wrong? Well, I've been wrong a lot. But the thing that makes me different as an investor versus everybody else is I won't get married to the position. I'll be wrong. I bought a token named Gunzilla at 0.03 and it went to 0.02. So I lost 33%. And I said, if it goes below 0.02, I'm just going to sell. And I sold for a loss. So I'm very human. I do make mistakes, right? And then it went to 0.01. And I said, well, this is ridiculous. I'm going to start buying this back small, $500 at every 2 cents, every 0.002 tenths of a cent. And then if it goes to 0.001, great, because I know the investment. The market cap would be low enough for me to accumulate very heavy, but I'm dollar cost averaging. I'm knowing my investment. And if I'm wrong, I'm getting out and I'm reestablishing. And if I'm right, Prepare your exit strategy. Take profit. You don't know where a top is. I can't call a top. So when we're looking at Doge here and it's going up, I don't know where the top's going to be. It could be 5 billion. But I see this volume spike right around here. I said, you know what? That's it. I mean, the volume spikes can tell you the top. The RSI can help, but the RSI can always put in these drives of bearish divergence and keep rallying. The volume is the real tell. And the volume is also a fundamental analysis factor. It's not TA. It's FA. So these perfect trades, they don't come around often. I'm telling you all my perfect trades over the last 5 years because there was only like 5. So if you like this content and you want more content about maybe trading derivatives, options, which I don't recommend, by the way, because options are generally there for the premiums to be taken. What does that mean? It means if you buy an option or buy a call or buy a put, generally you're going to lose unless the stock is very volatile, in which case Meta was quite volatile in this huge move. And all you had to do, if you got in here, you just dollar cost average out here. That's all you have to do is get that big move. And with an option, that's 3x, 5x, 10x, 20x, But I do caveat that options will be wrong a lot if you're not in a volatile environment. If you're in this environment here and just chopping you up, you want to stay away from options, okay? So unless you're more advanced, and that's for a later date. Sometimes I write calls or puts against my stock positions, but those are hedges. That's not to make 10x. That's to make yield. So if you like that kind of content and you like this, I'm going to link my portfolio analysis at the end here too, so you can go watch that. And like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications on, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much.